This is episode of Roadkill 2.0 for the Mazdarati 2.0. Finnegan, why don't you tell them why we're doing this?
Because some horrible humans stole Mazdarati 1.0 and we don't have it anymore. So why not bang our heads against the wall and do it all over again?
I think we should. Refresher course. So the Mazdarati 1.0 was a mini truck that I bought for Finnegan as a surprise.
Yeah.
And you figured it out right away when we walked up on the truck and it had a big tarp over the Oldsmobile 455 and transaxle that was powering the thing in the bed of the truck.
Yeah, and the guy that sold it to us gave us a great and really tall tale about how he got thrown out of a drag strip because it wheelied and ran tens
right
without a roll bar.
Hey, it was motivational for us.
It was.
We wouldn't be doing this without that.
Yeah.
So, in case you hadn't figured it out, the Olds 455 never ran tens in that truck. It was fun. We did make it smoke out the valve covers on nitrous quite a bit. It ran like a low 11 or something like that.
It did.
And then got stolen on the way home, which is why when we were on a road trip just last year in my 39 Ford two-door sedan, we stopped at a guy's place in Texas because he told us that he had another one of these rare Mazda rotary engine pickup trucks. But the rotary engine's long gone. So this whole drivetrain came out of the back of an old hot rod garage project car called the Twin Impala. Now this vehicle's actually kind of genius. It's a 2006 Impala SS, and those things are factory with a 5.3 liter V8 that is sort of based on an LS motor. They've got some differences. But what it means is that you can get another one of those complete engine and transaxle packages and throw it in the trunk, which is what Tony and Lucky did on a couple of episodes of Hot Rod Garage. And the whole goal was to make the thing run in the 9s. But like the Mazdarati not running in the 10s, they never got it into the 9s. It went 10-16, and it was so sketchy that not even Tony Angelo would drive it down the track again. So on a prior episode of Roadkill, we ended up making this thing run using the drivetrain out of the Twin Impala.
Yes, we put it in the back of our pickup.
Yes.
Yeah, now we can go down and then figure out where we want to make the rear crosswind.
We made it run.
And it hooks. It will not do a burnout unless you chain it to a Jeep, I believe.
So we're planning on solving that in this episode by adding more power with twin turbos. Yeah. Will it run 10s with twin turbos? So first up, let's decide where we're gonna put turbos and what we're gonna do and roll cage hoop.
Okay.
And if nothing else happens, that'll be good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think that goes straight off that pipe. Oh, I see. You're like envisioning the mounting.
You could go a single here. We could do twins. I'll let you pick. You want one center mounted spitty muffler thing, or do you want two of them?
I think single turbo mounted up here, although a little bit more decoratively. Then all we have to do is take exhaust and put it in here, 90-degree discharge. I'll flip this over, 90-degree into there. No intercooler, run it on the 85, have a nice day, right?
Sure.
I should mention that we're in Lucky Costa's shop this time, and so he'll be cleaning up our mess.
Engage turbo.
I guess this on the back side or on the front side?
I don't know. We've established a certain level of quality on this build that we need to maintain throughout. I mean, we can just cut it here and weld this section.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Modification needed.
Fixed. This should place the turbo centered and level and, you know, where the haters can see it.
I feel good about it.
You're good, I'm good.
Am I just installing it?
Sure.
You don't want to check it?
It's a little late for that.
Okay.
And if this appears at all unsafe, unsanitary, or just not cool at all, he's the one welding it.
In case you're new to this, here's how a turbocharger works. First of all, through here comes the exhaust. It spins a turbine in there, and the extra exhaust comes out here. Fresh air goes in the front of this thing. Boost comes out this part. It has a turbine over here and a compressor wheel over here. It's gonna blow air into there, which will make boost, and it'll be great and make power. Our next job here is gonna be figuring out how to get the exhaust from the cutoff pipe down there on the manifold up here to the turbo.
Whoa, easy. Fixed. Okay, so now we go like this, right? We wrap this, little ratchet strap right there.
Mike's working on feeding the exhaust to the turbo, what's known as the hot side. I'm working on the discharge into the engine, what's known as the cold side. I am like picking up stuff left over from the Twin Pala. I feel like we're gonna be able to do all of this with leftovers. All I need is a straight pipe that we can weld from there to there. We're gonna be running on E85, which is why we think we don't need an intercooler. E85 is 85% ethanol, but ethanol has a much greater, what they call latent heat of vaporization. It pulls more heat out of the fuel. It's better with a carburetor, but even with EFI, it'll run cool enough that at low boost, you can get away with not having an intercooler. I don't know what kind of boost this is gonna make though, so we're taking our chances.
You ever boosted something with a flexible exhaust pipe feeding the turbo?
Haven't we?
I don't know, but if we haven't, I feel like for science, we need to.
We probably could.
Because this would go a lot faster.
I'm sensing that.
I also need a ratchet strap to hold our radiator hose out of the way.
That's what that bracket's for.
Literally, it's like we share the same brain. You go from here to here.
Yeah.
And then you do one of these deals.
Right. Yeah, that won't melt.
Nah, not at all. You want to preheat the coolant anyway.
But look at this. Cold side's almost done. Go.
Look at us. We mounted and cold-sided a turbo all in the same day. If that isn't modern technology and a miracle, I don't know what is.
I feel complete.
Dude,
yeah.
Hello for first day. High five, bro. All right.
All right, 20 minutes worth of work. Let's break.
I bet by tonight this thing makes noise again.
All right, after a nice shower, here's why we went over to Earl's to get this Dash 10 AN line, because this is gonna return oil from the turbocharger, hopefully down to the pan, and if that's not connected to the pan, we're gonna make a big mess. The turbocharger gets its oil feed from a pressure port on the engine, so it's just shoving oil through the turbo all the time. And you remember perhaps on the Roadkill Rotson project vehicle, it smoked a lot. It's because we didn't have a big enough return line and it was consuming oil through the turbo as a result of that. Will anything foolish like that happen to the Mazdarati 2.0? Not on my watch, baby. Not on my watch. Next up, the disliker pipe. All right, do you have it aimed aggressively?
Oh, it's hateful.
Is it straight up and down?
Oh, yeah. All it's missing is the tractor flapper.
Yep, we'll have to make that.
Hey.
This is gonna be great.
This makes me all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna juice this thing up and fire it up. Whoa! All right, don't smoke. It's pumping. It made noise. Throttle stuck open much? It's also in reverse. Yeah, it was spinning backwards. But also, didn't it rev to the moon?
We fired it the last time and had to monkey with the tune. The moment we get E85 back in it, put the old tune back in it, it should run however it ran the last time they raced it. Good or bad.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's try again.
It's still in reverse.
That's weird, because it's in park up here.
Huh. So remember, this thing has like a mishmash of tune-ups in it. Whatever they had in it when it was in the Twin Pala, plus whatever Mike messed with. That's a scary contraption. All right, that's gonna need an actual tune-up. I think we're gonna find a chassis dyno and probably make that happen the right way. What's smoking off right now is all the oil that was inside this pipe. That's not too big of a disaster. Hey, it runs with a turbo on it. It's not even Roadkill good enough, though. It really isn't.
Oh, tomorrow will be better. Don't focus on the sights and the sounds and the smells of 30 seconds ago. Stand back here now and look at it here with bald tires and the biggest hater pipe I've ever seen, and just go, we made that.
This is a good replacement for the boat headers on the 455.
Yeah.
More altitude.
More altitude.
More attitude. More boostitude. You saw that Mike fired it up a moment ago, and not only was it smoking rather impressively, but it also spun the tires. Well, that's because it was not going into park, because this factory adjuster doohickey on the stock cable came loose, and it just did again. I'm gonna have to zip tie this together and get the adjustment just right. I may have to zip tie it a few times before I get it right. Okay, I got it. We're gonna go into park now. Okay, fixed.
Wheel coming off?
Ow, did that hurt?
No, we're good.
We got a lot of work done early. Turbo's mounted, exhaust done, plumbing's done.
Yeah, shifter works.
It runs god-awful. So we can't do anything else until we dyno tune the thing.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there's a place right across the alley who can tune it for us in the morning. So we're calling it a night, and tomorrow, horsepower. And probably a lot of smoke.
Maybe fire out of the hater pipe.
Ooh, that'd be cool. All right, we decided the first thing that we needed to do now that we're back home with our newfound horsepower is fix the front suspension, because kind of everything stops if we can't make the suspension work. It's pretty sketch. The reason we're tearing this all apart is, as far as we can tell, you can't buy any of the brake parts for the Mazda REPU. And Mike found a guy, what is it, Airbag It, who will put a Toyota spindle on this thing with an S10 lower ball joint and a stock upper ball joint. So that's what we're trying to install here. And we've got some pretty wasted tie rods we might have to deal with, or might just live with.
There's brake fluid in this line. Out with the old. This is the key to this whole project, right? Mazda stuff, Chevy S10 stuff, Toyota spindle. The guys from airbagit.com machined that adapter to put the S10 ball joint into the Toyota spindle. This spindle should lower the truck 2 inches from where it has. Same spring, same shock, but the spud is 2 inches higher. This does a couple things for us. It enables us to rebuild the brakes, yes, but also converts this thing from 6-lug Mazda pattern to 5-lug Toyota pattern, which is also the same as Ford Probe, Nissan 300ZX. Most light utility trailers also have a 5x4.5 bolt pattern, which means we have way more options for putting wheels on the front of this thing. And then all we have to do is figure out how to make a master cylinder function and get brake lines connected to it, and we'll have fresh brakes and fresh new wheels, hopefully, if we can get them here in time. And this should go right in. Yes.
All right, the new spindle is on here and brakes and everything, and we need to figure out how to put a wheel and tire on it. We're gonna try and put the old Impala wheel and tire on there, which is very, very close to the right bolt pattern, but not right. But I don't know if the center bore is gonna clear. Yeah. Basically, we just need to swing one up there to see what we need to get.
Yeah, so this is 5 on 4.5 bolt pattern. So the center bore of this
is 2.
It's way too small.
Yeah. We got a trailer tire and wheel.
Yeah, it has a big old center bore, so it's gonna go on there. And we can at least use this to figure out back spacing and whatnot.
Yep.
So 205, 75/15's taller.
Too tall.
Yeah. If we could match that.
That's what we should do. This tire is, give or take, 25 inches tall. This is, give or take, 26.5 inches tall. Yeah, so we basically want a 25-inch tall tire for the front, too.
That would be cool.
Oh, what a day. Long day. Seems like it was yesterday that we were on the chassis dyno with this thing. We made pretty good power. That was cool. Once we got back here, I was able to order a bunch of parts we needed. Mike got most of the disc brake thing installed here. We still have to do a lot tomorrow. Finally, we made it to the track. Had to fiddle around with a couple of things here. Mike had to tune it up,
It was just a little lean at part throttle. If you whack the throttle, it didn't want to go. So we just threw some fuel at it. She's much better.
And it's probably gonna help that we took the filter off the turbo too. Now remember, we never put an alternator on this thing, which is why we've got our producer's car here with jumper cables on our battery. We're actually at a regular test and tune day here at Famoso. Normally we rent the track. This time we've got a big line, so we should probably go get in it.
As usual, I feel like we're underprepared for this, but
duh.
At the same time, I feel like this is our best chance ever in the history of the show to have a Mazda REPU truck run 10s.
These are facts.
Yes.
Will we take advantage of the cool weather, the intercoolers, the 85, the Finnegan tune-up, the Tuner Tom tune-up?
Yes,
it's
we
all
will.
On me,
yes, we will.
Because I'm gonna drive. Reverse, neutral, drive.
Good luck, Mr. Freiberger.
I hope everything works and nothing falls off. Let me just remind you what we got going on here. This is the Mazdarati 2.0. It's a 5.3 liter LS style V8, front wheel drive transaxle by Gearstar. It's a 4T65E, a little STS turbo that honestly we don't know anything about. And it made 430 horsepower to the tires on the dyno until we added the intercoolers. Ready?
Yep, go for it. I have so many questions right now. Is 430 at the tire enough to go 10s? Will it hook? Will it bog? Will parts fall off? God, I hope this works.
All right, you magnificent piece of garbage. Your time is now.
God, I hope this works. Come on, truck. Oh, tire spin. Come on, go, go, go.
Won't run. Limp mode. I got no throttle.
The tires spun, and then he's out cruising, I guess. We just get roadkilled. Do you mean to tell me that we did all this work, showed up to a drag strip completely unprepared, and it doesn't run? Can't believe that. Let's go see what Dave has to say about this. It's gonna kill me.
All right, what happened there is I mashed it and I had no throttle. I got nothing. I'm like hitting the gas right now, nothing's happening. That's not what I expected to have fail today. Okay, that's something we're gonna have to fix. We went for our first pass and I matted it out of the hole and it actually spun the tire a little bit, like that far, and then fell on its face and I had no throttle. Just gave up. So Mike's gonna look through the computer and see if we can figure out what's up.
This thing wants to run. I think I know what happened. There's a spot right here when you start stalling it where it bogs. If you just hit it, it doesn't do it. But if you try to stall it a little bit, there's a part in the map that is not tuned.
Why was the pedal not working all the way down the track?
That part I don't know. Right
going
now,
like this, nothing.
Yeah, everything works now. Yeah, everything's working now.
I guess you'll have to drive.
I think it's ready.
I guess.
We know it's gonna spin, so don't even stall it and just roll into it. Because if you mat it, it's gonna bog a little bit, so I just roll into it. And once you feel like it's grabbing, just go. Well, I don't have an explanation for what just happened. We've topped off the fuel, he's going up again. I think this time, he'll just roll onto the throttle out of the hole, and maybe it'll go better. If it hooks, it's gonna run a 10. If it doesn't hook, it'll spin its way to an 11. Either way, if it just goes down the track at this point, that's a victory for us.
All right, this might be my last shot. First time the throttle pedal fell off. Second time is gonna be all victory.
Okay, here we go. Test run number 2. This needs to work. We've worked really hard. And by work, I mean just get down the drag strip under full power. That would be awesome.
All right, you glorious piece of junk. Let's do this the right way.
Restage, stage. All right, here we go. Go, Dave. Yes, 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 yes. No,
Nope.
Come on. For like 2 seconds, I was like, oh, this is working.
So for some reason, this works for Mike in the pits and doesn't work for me on the drag strip. Let's see. No throttle. shut it off. Now I have throttle. What a stupid problem. We have fixed nothing. We have talked to Tuner Tom again. We've talked to Robin Lawrence, who knows everything about these deals. And they said either it's the pedal or the throttle body or a wiring problem. So that's kind of where we're at. I have another last chance. Hopefully it works this time. We have no clue. We were the last car, weren't we? Okay. All right, this is my last shot.
We have a fresh battery and no alternator. Come on. It sounds horrible. It sounds awful. Oh, let out. Oh, God. Oh, smoke everywhere. Oh. 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 He should have lifted. He just Tony Angelo'd the drag strip.
Well, last pass of the night, and I oiled the track. Perfect. Oil everywhere. I'm so sorry, you guys.
So you left the line, fell on its face, you got back in it, and it sounded awful. You were not lifting.
Yeah.
And then it let all the smoke out, and I went, oh God, the rods are gone, but you just drove here, and all I can think of now is there's no puke tank on it. Is that the problem?
No idea.
There's oil all over that racetrack.
It's not oil. It's water. Somebody put antifreeze in this. That's the problem.
What?
The radiator hose being in two pieces.
Well, the rods are still in it, you know?
Yeah. Never done that to a drag strip before.
It wasn't boring.
Yeah. I think one thing's clear. I think we can agree Mike's driving next time. The end.